Fierce Tiger here. Well, here I am getting ready to start grinding on the inserts. I put both inserts on a screw, long half-inch screw, and then also well, no, it's about 2-inch screw, and added a bunch of nuts on the end, about 4 nuts, so that I could have something for the drill to grip on. So the idea, I'll be doing that. I'll be laying it flat and on the edge there, and so in order to keep it from the sandpaper from moving around, I'm going to need to tape it down with something that's kind of that with some Gorilla tape. That'll definitely keep it from moving anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to just do one edge and then the other side. I lost audio on this track, so I'll be narrating most of the first, I don't know, 10 to 12 minutes. There we go. Shake the whole table, shake the camera. There we go. Press it pretty hard, I guess. Okay, I don't really need that other side, just the edge, because that's how I intend to grind down the inserts. So I got both inserts on the end of that screw, and the idea is to keep it flat, with the table. Try not to rock it to the edge. If you do, you're going to take out more along that edge, or if I bring it up, it's going to take more off the tip. So we're just going to grind away, and you can see the powder of aluminum gathering on the sandpaper there. And you got to make sure that you got the right rotation going. I think the problem with this video is that I'm using a laptop that isn't strong enough to. I'm using a laptop and a flash drive to record it, so it just can't keep up with the video. So, like I was saying, you're generating a lot of aluminum powder, and of course, aluminum powder in the body has been shown to cause lots of bad illnesses. Alzheimer's being the top of the list. So you want to make sure you're not breathing that stuff in, and make sure you wash your hands off afterwards. So I'm having a little bit of a wobble, I think, with there's something not quite right there. The edge of this sandpaper has a lot of waves in it. It's been used a bit, and so it's stretched out. I need to, I guess, take this about an inch off from this sheet of sandpaper. So and then I'll have a nice clean edge. So get a nice straight edge, flip it over, make sure you have something to cut on that's meant for cutting, and yeah, there you go, nice and straight. It should be fine. The waves in there was causing the sandpaper to fold a bit and not and the inserts would get caught up on that fold and would be rubbing and it wouldn't be grinding uniformly. It would be catching on that edge, that fold in the sandpaper. So there we go, ready for more grinding. So you're just going to see a lot of me just grinding away at it, One of the things you need to consider is the rotation of the drill. If you don't have it in a certain direction, the inserts will unscrew themselves, and you don't want that. You don't want them all loose on there because it is aluminum. So, and the screw that I'm using is steel, so if it wobbles too much, it will enlarge the threads on the insert. As you can see by the color of that I'm leaving, all that white material is aluminum that I'm grinding off, and there's little heaps of aluminum powder. You can see a line if the video comes through. The resolution comes through good. You'll see a little puddle or a little pile of aluminum powder there. So checking to see if it's hot. Make sure, if you're grinding anything, you don't want to just grab right away and just like if it's nothing. So I unscrewed the inserts. Should have showed up to you a little bit better. But it was actually only one insert, and I'm gone over to the printer to check and see if it goes in, and I couldn't get it to go in all the way. And I'm looking at it, and I notice that one side of the insert is ground down more than the other, so it's a little bit at a slight angle, almost like a roller bearing might be. So, but it like I was saying, it goes the part way. There's the other one. I don't know why. I think I put my fingers on the threads of the screw and turned, and so it bit into my fingers. It wasn't hot. And these pliers here don't have any teeth on them. They're flat. So it's not going to damage the outside of that insert. So this is the smaller insert. I'm going to take it off. It's half the size of the longer one. So that's 1/4 inch. And the one that's on the table is 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go try that one in, because the long one wouldn't go in all the way, even though I thought it should have. But we'll see. We'll come to that later. So now the other one fits pretty good, but then I try that one and it's not so great. So I decided to grind them some more. But I'm going to work on since the smaller one seems to work better, I'm going to do that one first, or put it on the outside. Now that I think about it, it didn't fit because the one that I was grinding on the outside was the long one, so I figured that one ground down quite a bit, and the small one didn't grind down very much at all. So now I'm going to try to grind down the small one, since the depth of the hole seems to be about the size of the small one. So there I go, trying to keep it flat and nice and level. I think at some point I noticed that there's a little bit of a wobble here and there. The paper's kind of wanting to loosen up, and it gets worn after a while, grinding away at it and pulling with that drill. What am I looking at? Not exactly sure. I'm trying to do it as evenly and smoothly as possible, so that it doesn't grind in one spot too long. It shouldn't. I mean, it's spinning, obviously. It technically, if you just leave it in one spot, it should grind evenly. If you have even pressure, that's the hard part, is to have even pressure. Okay, but being human, it's kind of hard to have that even pressure. The other thing is that as good as, well, not as good, but I put nuts on the inside. What the drill is holding onto are nuts that have been screwed onto that, onto the screw on the inside. So it's not, it doesn't keep centered, and the screw itself is, it's not that accurately made. It's straight, fairly straight, but it has a little bit of a wobble to it. Alright, so I'll come back and let's see. Okay, I'm trying to show you now that what I'm trying to do over here. There's the hole. There's the small one. Okay, but it only goes so far. I was pretty sure that hole was deeper than that. Oops, now I can't get it out. Okay, of course, well, there we go. And I don't know. I could have swore it was fairly deep. So, okay, let's move the camera over. Or what am I doing here? Okay, so there's the two. One's 1/4 inch. Too bright. Okay. One's 1/4 inch, so there's a 1/2 inch. I don't want the insert sticking out because those two will collide with each other. There's times when they get really close to each other, and I don't want anything sticking out. So I need to really get that insert all the way in somehow. I don't know about, maybe I should cut the insert or make it smaller. See, I can't have that big long one sticking out. It sticks out way too much. Okay, that's just crazy. And it's twice the size of the small one. And that one, when I put it in, that one even sticks out a little bit. The hole there holds the insert, which the set screw screws into and holds the hot end. That's the nozzle there, what I call the nozzle. It's also called the hot end. It's really the hot end because that's the part that gets heated up. The nozzle is actually the tip that you screw on the hot end. So, hey there. So the plan is to use the small I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Anyway, insert instead of the big one. Okay. That's it. That's the small one and that's the big one. So it's about half the size. Half the size? Yeah, around half the size. Okay, I marked it on here, marked it over there, so I've already inserted it. Actually, there's really no threads for it to go in. It's totally messed up. Threads are gone on the block, on the heatsink block. So, I got two choices here that I found in the store. One's called PC Fahrenheit Epoxy Putty. And the other one is DevCon Home Metal Patch Fill. Metal Patch and Fill. Okay, picking this will probably be the DevCon, since it comes in a tube like this. it'll be easier to use. But the problem with this is that it's not recommended for temperatures over 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 Celsius. Whereas this is a little harder to work with because it's putty, right? But it is temperature extremes from 350 to 500 degrees will reduce service, it says, but it will perform better to 350 degrees. Anyway, it can handle 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit more than the other one, although its normal range is 200 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So in the long run, this won't be able to handle as much, but this one will, or this one possibly will, but this is easier to use because the putty, you get a bit of putty and then you got to warm it up in your hands and roll it and mix it until you get the right amount, and you know, just a little harder to work with. So in either case, it's going to be a mess. So I got my gloves. Let's turn on the slow mode here. Do a little bit more. Okay, this is where we're trying to put the insert. The one thing we don't want to do is accidentally glue in the screw. All right, we just want the inserts glued in, not the screw, because then we're really screwed if that doesn't move anymore. Okay, what do we got here? So let's puncture this little bad boy. Okay, what do we got? Some ooey gooey stuff. You know what? Usually there's like it's not mixed very well. There's like a clear amount of whatever resin there is. So I'm gonna squeeze it and unsqueeze it and try to get that oily part out of it till we get just pure. Okay, it's almost like putty, but a very soft putty. All right, oh, it's already bubbling out. It smells like to high heaven. All right, so it must be toxic. Let's see. Paper towels. So I only need a very small layer on the outside of this. So okay. Wow, it skins very quickly. So you gotta get it on the outside quick. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I'm making a mess here. Getting too close to the threads, in my opinion. And definitely not a fine layer like I was hoping for. Okay, let's try rolling it here. All right. Put a little line on there, so I know. Oops, where did line go? There it is. And it's called, and it is where does it say? Oh no, the other one cures in 8 minutes, or the work time is 8 minutes. The handling time. Oh man, whew. I need to close this before I intoxicate myself. So, anyway, hopefully that'll be enough epoxy to hold it in place. Damn. So, the handling time on this is 20 minutes. Okay, and the handling time on that is 8 minutes. Set time, 1 hour. Cure time, 6 hours. So in 6 hours time, that should be ready to use. But I'm going to give it 24 hours to be sure. That'll do for now. I'll see you in 24 hours. Or less. Probably less than 24 hours, but at least 20.